Our lesson for today is all about the zeros of the polynomial functions. So, under the zeros of the polynomial functions are the integral zero theorem and the rational zero theorem. So, first, let's talk about the zeros of the polynomial functions. The fundamental theorem of algebra states that every polynomial function p of x of degree n has exactly n roots. The roots or zeros of the polynomial function may not be or may not all be integers or rational numbers. They may be combinations of integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and complex numbers a plus b imaginary. However, we will focus on the integral zeros and rational roots of polynomial functions. So let us consider p of x is equal to x minus 1 times the quantity x minus 2 times the quantity x plus 3 times the quantity x minus 3. The degree of p of x is 4. So the degree of this is 4. So by the fundamental theorem of algebra, p of x has 4 roots or zeros. Finding the roots of p of x is easy when the polynomial is expressed as a product of linear factors. The value of the given polynomial p of x is 0 if at least one of the factors is 0. That is, p of x is equal to 0 if x minus 1 or x minus 2 or x plus 3 or x minus 3 is 0. By equating each factor to 0, the roots of the function will be found. So, for example, we have here, so if x minus 1 is equal to 0, then the first root will be x is equal to 1. Next, if x minus 2 will be equal to 0, then we have the second root, which is positive 2. Then, let's have the factor, which is the x plus 3. So, x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then, we have x will become negative 3. Then, the last one is x minus 3. So, we have x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then, it will become x is equal to positive 3. Thus, the 4 zeros of the function are positive 1, positive 2, negative 3, and positive 3. That's how to list down the possible zeros of a polynomial function. So now we will talk about the integral zero theorem. So the integral zero theorem states that an integer k is a root of a polynomial function only if k is a factor of a sub 0, the constant term. The integral root theorem is applied when the leading coefficient of the polynomial is 1. Now let's have an example. So, find the integral zeros of, we have p of x is equal to x cubed plus 5x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay, so first step to find the integral zeros of this is to get the factors of the constant, which is negative 8. So we will find the factors of negative 8. So the factors of negative 8 will be, we have positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2, positive and negative 4, and positive and negative 8. Because when we multiply 1 and 8, it will become 8. Or positive 1 and negative 8, it will become negative 8. Negative 1 and positive 8 will become negative 8. Then positive 2 times negative 4 will become 8. Or negative 2 times positive 4 will become negative 8. So these are the factors of negative 8. Now we will use each factor as C to find the roots of the given p of x using the synthetic division. So let's start with positive 1. So we will use positive 1 as the C. Then let's just write the p of x, or the constant of the coefficient of the p of x rather. So we have the coefficient of this is 1. Then we have 5, 2, and negative 8. So now we will solve using the synthetic division. So first is to bring down the first number, which is 1. Then we will just multiply it. So 1 times 1, it will become 1. Then add. So 5 plus 1, it will become 6. 6 times 1, 6. Then just add. It will become 8. Then 8 times 1, it will become positive 8. Then we have 0. So since we get the remainder 0, then positive 1 is the one of the integral 0 of the function. So ngayon isusulat na natin siya as factor. So kapag yung ating positive 1 ginawa natin as factor, magiging we have negative. Kasi nga ito ay 0. So magiging negative siya kapag nilagay natin as factor. Then, ilagay din natin ito as trinomial factor niya. So we have x. Then, maminus lang tayo ng 1 sa ating highest degree kanina, which is 3. So, magiging square na lang ito. Then, just add 6. Then, 8. So, after that, using the depressed equation, which is x squared plus 6x plus 8 as the dividend, find the other roots using synthetic division. Since the constant term in the equation is positive 8, then the choices or yung ating factor na gagamitin ulit ay same lang siya. Kasi nga, ito positive 8, kanina is negative 8. So, parehas lang din yung ating magiging factors. Then, doon din tayo magbe-base ng ating gagamiting C. So, ngayon, start tayo ulit sa ating pagkuha sa other integral 0 natin. So, burahin ko lang ito. Then, after ng positive 1, let's try negative 1. Then, ang ating magiging dividend na ngayon will be yung ating reduce na kanina na equation. So, ito na siya. So, we have 1, then 6, then 8. Then, naging negative 1 na yung ating C. Okay, so let's try. So, bring down lang natin yung 1. Then, 1 times negative 1, it will become negative 1. Then, add, magiging positive 5. Then, multiply, magiging negative 5. Then, kapag in-add, magiging positive 3. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung ating remainder is not 0. Ibig sabihin, negative 1 is not a integral 0 of the function. So, after that, let's try positive 2 naman tayo. Proceed tayo sa isang factor pa natin, which is the 2. So, start tayo sa positive 2. Then, after that, kung hindi siya 0 ng ating function, then proceed tayo sa negative 2. So, let's have the positive 2. Then, same lang, magiging 1, 6, and 8 yung ating dividend. Then, just bring down, positive 1. Then, multiply, magiging 2. Then, add, magiging 8. Multiply, magiging 16. Then, add, magiging 24. Hindi rin siya nag-equal sa 0, yung ating remainder, which means hindi siya integral 0 nung ating function. So, ngayon, proceed tayo sa negative 2. So, kung mapapansin nyo, nagtra-trial and error lang tayo based doon sa ating nakuhang factors ng ating constant kanina. So, i-try natin yung negative 2. So, bring down 1 ulit. 1 times negative 2, it will become negative 2. Then, add, magiging positive 4. Then, multiply, magiging negative 8. Then, kapag in-add, magiging 0. So, yung ating negative 2 ay isa ring integral 0 of our function na ito. Ibig sabihin, isulat ko na dito, yung isang integral zeros natin. So, ito is negative 2. Ibig sabihin, kapag sinulat natin siya as a factor, magiging positive 2 na siya. So, we have x plus 2. So, ito kanina yung unang nakuha natin as integral factor. Then, we have the another integral factor. Now, ito papalit ulit natin siya, or ito na yung na-depress na equation natin. So, ito ay magiging x na lang. Then, yung exponent natin, since naka-square tayo kanina, ibig sabihin 1 na lang yan, or simply ito na yung ating linear term. Then, we have ito na yung ating magiging constant. Then, nakuha na din natin yung isa pang 0 ng ating function, which is x plus 4. So, sinabi kanina natin kanina doon sa ating definition of the polynomial function na kung ang pinaka-highest na degree natin ay yun din yung bilang kung ilang factors yung makukuha natin. Since naka-cube ito, or naka-ratio sa 3, ibig sabihin meron din tayong tatlong factors and tatlong zeros dito. So, ito yung ating nakuhang tatlong zeros. So, ibig sabihin yung p of x natin will become, so isusulat ko lang siya. Therefore, our p of x is equal to, we have x plus 1, or x minus 1, sorry. Then, times x plus 2. Then, quantity x plus 4. And the integral zeros of the function will become, ito, i-equate lang natin lahat sa 0. Ibig sabihin, i-change lang natin yung kanilang sign kasi ma-transpose lang din naman siya sa kabila. So, yung ating magiging integral zeros, yung integral zeros natin are, we have positive 1, negative 2, and negative 4. So, ganun lang siya kasimple kunin. Let's try another example. So, we have here factor x raised to 5 plus 3x raised to 4 minus 5x cubed minus 15x squared plus 4x plus 12, then find its root. So, ngayon, let's find the factor muna of the constant term, which is the positive 12. So, kunin muna natin yung ating factors for positive 12. So, pwede dyan yung ating positive and negative 1. Then, 2 then. Positive and negative 2. Positive and negative 3. Positive and negative 4. So, ito yung pinag-multiply natin para maging 12. Then, we have 2 and positive and negative 6. Then, the last one is positive and negative 12. Then, we will test each factor using synthetic division. So, kapag yung ating remainder is 0, ibig sabihin siya ay integral 0 of our function. So, let's start with dito muna sa 1. So, we have positive 1 muna as C. Then, sulat natin yung mga coefficient ng ating function. So, kung mapapansin nyo, yung ating highest degree dyan ay 5. Ibig sabihin, meron din tayong integral zeros na 5. And meron din tayong 5 na factors. So, sulat na natin. So, yung ating coefficient dito ay 1. Next is 3. Then, negative 5. Negative 15. 4 and 12. Okay. So, let's start solving. So, bring down 1. Then, multiply lang natin. Magiging 1. Then, add. Magiging 4. Multiply. Magiging 4. Then, add negative 1. Multiply ulit. Magiging negative 1. Then, it will become negative 16. Then, we have negative 16. Then, kapag pinag-add, magiging negative 12. Then, kapag pinag-multiply, magiging negative 12. Then, 0. So, nakuha natin yung isang 0 natin, which is positive 1. Then, kapag ginawa natin yan as a factor, magiging we have negative 1. So, yung isang factor na natin, isulat ko na lang dito ay x minus 1. Then, yung ating integral zeros, dito na lang. Yung una ay, we have 1. So, kapag nilagay nating factor, magiging negative 1 or x minus 1. So, next. So, ngayon, isulat natin yung ating na-reduce na equation. So, ito, magiging x. Since yung pinaka-highest na degree natin ay 5, then magma-minus tayo ng 1. Magiging 4 na lang yan. Then, magiging 4x cubed. And we have negative x squared. Next is negative 16x. Then, we have the constant as negative 12. So, ibig sabihin, ay yung ating magiging dividend ay ito na sa ating next na gagawing synthetic division. And kung mapapansin nyo yung ating constant ay negative 12, ibig sabihin, same na factors lang din yung ating gagamitin. So, natapos na tayo sa ating positive 1. Then, let's try the negative 1. So, burahin muna natin ito. Then, gawin nating negative 1 yung ating C. Then, copy lang natin yung ating coefficient dito. So, we have 1, 4, negative 1, negative 16, and negative 12. Okay, so let's start. So, we have now, just bring down 1. 1 times negative 1, it will become negative 1. Then add, magiging positive 3. Multiply, magiging negative 3. Then add, magiging negative 4. Multiply ulit, magiging positive 5 or positive 4. Then kapag pinag-add, magiging negative 12. Then kapag pinag-multiply, magiging positive 12. Then yung ating sum is magiging 0. Ibig sabihin, yung negative 1 is a integral 0 of our function. So, yung isang integral 0 natin ay negative 1. Then, yung isang factor natin ay magiging x plus 1. So, ngayon, ito, isulat ulit natin yung ating na-reduce na equation. So, burahin ko na to kasi hindi na natin magagamit. Then, we have now x. Since yung ating exponent kanina ay naka-raise to 4 siya, ibig sabihin ito ay magiging cube na lang. Then, we have 3x squared minus 4x. Then, we have minus 12. Since, kung mapapansin nyo yung ating constant ulit ay negative 12, ibig sabihin, same lang na factors yung ating gagamitin dito. So, let's start with, dun na tayo sa next, which is 2. So, 2 naman tayo ngayon. So, burahin ko na to. So, we will use positive 2 muna as C. So, we have positive 2. Then, let's get the coefficient of our depressed equation. So, we have 1, 3, negative 4, and negative 12. Okay, so let's solve it. So, ito, bring down 1. Multiply, magiging 2. Then, just add, magiging 5. Then, multiply ulit, magiging 10. Then, kapag pinag-plus, magiging positive 6. Then, kapag pinag-multiply, magiging positive 12. Then, we have also the remainder as 0. Ibig sabihin, yung ating positive 2 is one of the integral 0. So, ilalagay ulit natin dito yung integral 0 natin as 12. Then, yung isang factor natin ay magiging x minus 2. Okay. So, ilan na lang? So, we have 3 na yung nakukuha natin. Ibig sabihin, meron pa tayong 2 kukunin. Okay. So, ngayon, burahin ulit natin ito. Then, isulat natin yung ating na-reduce na equation. So, magiging square na lang ngayon yung ating exponent. So, we have x squared plus, we have 5x plus 6. Okay. So, ayan na nga yung gagamitin natin as dividend. Kung mapapansin nyo, itong ating na-depress na equation is, we have now the constant 6. Ibig sabihin, kukunin ulit natin yung factor ng 6. Hindi na natin ito magagamit kasi nga 6 na yung ating constant dito. So, kunin natin yung ating factors for 6. So, we have now 6. So, yung factors niya will be positive and negative 1, positive and negative 2, and positive and negative 3. Then, the last one is positive and negative 6. Since natapos na tayo kanina sa positive and negative 1, so ito natapos na tayo. Then, natapos na din tayo sa positive 2. Now, let's proceed to negative 2 naman tayo ngayon. Then, copy lang natin yung coefficient ng ating depressed equation. So, we have 1, 5, and 6. Okay, so, solve na natin. So, bring down 1. Then, kapag pinag-multiply yan, magiging negative 2. Then, Kapag pinag-add natin, magiging 3. And kapag pinag-multiply, magiging negative 6. Okay, so kapag yan, pinag-add natin, magiging 0. Ibig sabihin, yung negative 2 is one of the integral zeros of the function. So, isulat ulit natin dito, negative 2. Then, kapag sinulat as a factor, magiging x plus 2. Okay, so isa na lang ngayon yung ating kukunin. So, ano pa yung isang factor natin? So, i-reduce na lang natin ito para makuha na natin yung isang 0 and yung isang factor natin. So, ito ay magiging linear equation na kasi siya. So, we have, ito ay magiging x na lang, then positive 3. So, ito ngayon yung ating isang factor. Ibig sabihin kapag sinulat natin ito as integral root, magiging negative 3 siya. So, we have now negative 3. Then, we have yung isang factor natin ay x plus 3. So, nakuha na natin ngayon. So, we have the integral zeros as 1, positive 1, negative 1, positive 2, negative 2, and negative 3. Then, our factors will be x minus 1 times the quantity x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 2 multiply to the quantity x plus 2 then multiply to the quantity x plus 3. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Let's have the last example for the integral zero theorem. So, yung dalawang example natin kanina ay given yung ating function. Then, kukunin lang natin yung kanyang roots. So, dito naman, give the polynomial function whose roots are 1 of multiplicity 3, 2, and negative 2. Dito naman binigay yung ating roots. Then, kukunin natin kung ano yung ating polynomial function. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo dito, sinabi na 1 of multiplicity 3. Ibig sabihin yan, the factor 1 is repeated 3 times. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng 1 of multiplicity 3. Tatlong beses daw na naulit yung ating roots na 1. So, isulat muna natin yung ating mga roots. So, naulit-ulit daw ng tatlong beses yung ating root na 1. So, we have 1. So, ito yung ating mga roots. We have 1, 1, and 2, and negative 2. So, kapag sinulat natin yan as a factor, magiging, so, ito na siya kapag factors, magiging x, ito ay negative 1, then we have x minus 1, x minus 1, then we have x minus 2, and x plus 2. So, yung sinasabi dito ay ibibigay daw natin yung polynomial function. Ibig sabihin na isosolve lang natin itong ating mga factors. Gagawin lang natin siyang polynomial function. So, let's start. So, dito muna tayo sa ating dalawang factors. So, dito pwede nating gamitin yung ating FOIL method. So, start tayo. So, we have, ito ay, so, first term, magiging x square. Then, we have the outer term, magiging minus x. Then, inner term, ito, tsaka yon. So, negative x ulit. Then, the last term, we have negative 1 times negative 1, it will become positive 1. Then, ito ay magiging x square minus, so ito, combined like terms, magiging 2x plus 1. Then, next is, i-multiply naman natin itong negative 1 ulit sa ating nakuhang product kanina. So, ito, i-multiply natin sa ating x minus 1. Okay, so pwede ulit nating gamitin yung ating distributive method dito. So, i-distribute natin yung ating x minus 1 doon sa ating trinomials. So, let's start. So, we have x times x squared. It will become x cubed. Then, we have x times negative 2x. It will become negative 2x squared. Then, x times 1, it will become positive x. Then, we have negative 1 times x squared. Magiging negative x squared. Next, negative 1 times negative 2x magiging positive 2x. Then, negative 1 times positive 1 magiging negative 1 na siya. Then, combine like terms. So, we have x cubed kasi wala namang kasama yon or kaparehas. Then, we have square. So, ito tsaka ayon. So, combine natin magiging negative 3x square. The next, ito tsaka yon. So, we have magiging positive 3x. Then, just copy negative 1 kasi wala naman siyang kapareha. Next, after that, ito namang nakuha natin ito. I-multiply ulit natin sa ating x minus 2. So, medyo mahaba lang siya. Pero, madali lang siya. Okay. So, ito, i-distribute ulit natin sa ating ito. So, we have x times x cubed. Magiging x raised to 4. X times negative 3x squared. Magiging negative 3x cubed. Then, ito, tsaka yon magiging positive 3x squared. Then, x times negative 1, magiging negative x. Next, dun tayo sa negative 2. Negative 2 times x cubed, magiging negative 2x cubed. Negative 2 times negative 3x squared, magiging positive 6x squared. The next, magiging negative 2 times positive 3x, magiging negative 6x. Then we have negative 2 times positive 2, magiging, or negative 2 times negative 1, magiging positive 2. Then, combine like terms, we have, so wala tayong parehas na. Ayan, so magiging x raised to 4 pa rin siya. Next, yung cube natin. So, ito, tsaka yung, yon. So, i-add lang natin, magiging negative 5x cubed. So, natapos na yan. Next, doon tayo sa square. So, ito, parehas na yun. So, i-add lang natin magiging positive 9x square. The next, so, natapos na yan. We have the, ito, negative x plus negative 6x magiging negative 7x. So, wala na yan. Then, just copy positive 2. Then, after that, i-multiply ulit natin ito doon sa ating last na factor, which is x plus 2. Okay. So, distribute ulit natin ito sa ating ito. So, x times x raised to 4 ay magiging x raised to 5 na siya. Then, x times negative 5x cubed magiging negative 5x raised to 4. X times, yon, positive 9. X squared magiging positive 9x cubed. Then, x times negative 7x magiging negative 7x squared. Then, x times 2 magiging positive 2x. Then, nun tayo sa 2. 2 times yon magiging 2x raised to 4. Next, 2 times negative 5x cubed magiging negative 10x cubed. Then, 2 times na positive 9x squared magiging positive 18x squared. Then, ito, tsaka yun na magiging negative 14x. Then, the last one is 2 times 2 magiging 4. So, ngayon, combine like terms na lang tayo. So, since walang parehas yung ito, so, copy lang natin. So, cancel na yan. Next, doon tayo sa may exponent na 4. So we have negative 5x raised to 4 plus 2x raised to 4. So we have negative 3x raised to 4. So cancel na yan. Next, doon tayo sa may cube. So 9x cube plus negative 10x cube. So magiging negative 1x cube or simply negative x cube na lang siya. So cancel na yan. Sa square tayo. So negative 7x square plus 18x square. Magiging, we have positive 11x square. So cancel na yan. The next, dun tayo sa 2x and negative 14x. So i-add lang natin, magiging negative 12x. So cancel ulit ito. Tsaka yun. Then, yung 4 natin ay mag-isa. So copy na lang natin. So yung ating polynomial function will be x raised to 5 minus 3x raised to 4 minus x cubed minus 11x square minus 12x plus 4. So, ganun lang siya. Medyo mahaba pero madali lang siya. So, next meeting we will continue our discussion about rational zero theorem. So, I hope you understand our lesson for today. For clarification or for questions, kindly comment down below and I will try my best to answer your questions correctly and properly.